They trail Winchelsea 7-4-46. And that's on the Durante Cycle and Sport third quarter scoreboard.
Well, they've come out this quarter with a purpose. I reckon they lacked purpose in the first half, East Geelong. They were just sort of running around and going, but the last couple of minutes, or first couple of minutes of the last quarter, they just into it and straight onto it. Reese in there, Ricky O'Toole. And I spoke to Daniel Greske at half-time. It's Chris Gurison. Not Gurison or Gurisen. Gurison.
That's what I've been saying, isn't it?
Gurison.
Well, Smithy, I hate to say it, but yes, that's what you've been saying.
Thank you very much. Ball back into the ground. Holmer up against Bolton. Bolton over the top. Reese again charging through. Can't take possession but clears a path. Unfortunately, it can't be cleared for his teammates, and it's picked up there, and a chip goes out there by Chipping. Goes across the ground to centre wing. Murphy comes up. Can't take the mark. Putting his head over the ball. That was Oliver. He was taken high, but then he threw it out. But he's got a free kick. Advantage paid. Ends up in the hands of Van der Klooster. Kicks round his body. And is going to kick it around his body, but it's going to stay in out of the field of play. And it's going to be a resulting free kick to East Geelong. It's Chamberlain is. Is he now on Venables? He goes long towards centre wing. Mark not taken. Holmer, the rover at the back of the contest, doesn't take the ball. Was taken without it. Free kick to Holmer. So he's up to his feet now and has the ball on centre wing.
No, he just snuck over there. He's gone back to Mensch.
Mensch is long in the goal square. He's heading in that direction. Comes out. Bang. Just says, leave it, leave it. The big fella does come out and leave it, and takes the mark. And he'll go back now. David Mensch and shoot for his second goal of the afternoon. And again, bring the margin back to what it was at half-time. So David Mensch, 40 metres out, almost directly in front here. It's a nice-looking kick. It's got the distance and it also has the accuracy. David Mensch has 2, and now the 8th goal for Winchelsea, 8-4. They lead East Geelong on 5 goals, 9. Third quarter's gone 3 minutes to Grandy Cycle and Sports scoreboard.
He was always going to get that Mensch because beautiful, but might have been Murphy. I wasn't quite sure. He just stood in the way, kept the East Geelong defenders at bay, and just cleared a pathway to Mensch to run in and just take an easy one. He's worse than me eating this bloke, I tell you.
What was that?
Bit of lettuce.
Piece of lettuce.
Remember last time we were here? He licked the lettuce off the plate.
Oh, I don't want to know.
Oh, yeah, healthy grub.
Healthy grub.
Yeah.
So back to the middle. Goal apiece in the third term for both sides. As we were at half-time, Holmer and Bolton. Holmer gets it down to Bonner. Clearing kick towards Tricky at half-forward. Comes out, handball over the top to Bonner, who followed it up. Rides the tackle. Just Selwood like.
Yeah, and that's a shocking decision. He just ducked his head straight into it.
Goes to Murphy at half-forward. Oh, take the mark, Murphy. He gives it away by hand to Oliver. 50 out, goes to the right foot kick towards McClure. Has to be good because he got to push in the back.
And he missed
the
that
umpire
one.
said play on. 3 against 1. The Eagles with the numbers. McLean ran a long way. Handball to nobody in particular. The ball from Sponner to Warwick to Parker. Under pressure from Tricky. Arch the back. Oh, and then he picked up that one. You're joking me, aren't you? Goes towards Chalice. It sits for him. He runs away. Goes with the 2 bounces. On to half-forward now. Still could have taken a couple more, but he goes with the kick. It's okay too, and finds Bowman at right half-forward. 50 out from goal. Tough shot from there with a bit of breeze coming back into him. We saw the one that came from Clayton Trott. He had to bend it around as he was running a bit straighter ahead. So we'll see what Bowman can do. Comes in. Kicks into the man on the mark, Mackenzie. He picks it up again, Bowman. Mackenzie steals it from him. He's wrapped up, not going anywhere, so good result for the Blues. And there'll be a ball up. Still in the attacking zone for East Geelong. Graham pushed off the ball by Matheson, close to the boundary line. Bowman can't keep it in, and we will have a throw in.
So we've been going 5 minutes and Grubby hasn't stopped eating yet.
Mate, Fano's going to hemorrhage. I've got bits of pork and chicken all over his floor. He watched him come in, ringing me up, going, "Who left that food?" I'll say, "Jason Dolan."
So the umpire throws the ball in the forward pocket. Holmer doing the ruck work, misses the ball. Josh Reese at the bottom of the pack. He had the ball in his hand, let it go. Picked up there by Fowler. Well, Bonner it was actually, taken to the ground. And the umpire says it's going to be a ball up, same position. So Graham's going to do some ruck work by look at this time. He's up against Holmer. Graham holds front position. Steps down to Trotter. Trotter releases it back to Graham. Graham on hands and knees tries to work it out. So again, the numbers converge. The umpire calls it quickly and comes in and takes the ball. Still in the forward 50 for East Geelong. Fowler just going back to say it later. Josh Reese once again for the afternoon. So running side by side. Reese tried to take it out of the ball, but it ends up with Jones. Quick kick goes only as far as Oliver. Mackenzie's back there with him. He picked it up, went by hand back to Oliver. Oliver across goal. Had Stephen. That's Tom in the middle of the goal square. He'd taken the mark. He's just steadying things down. He now decides to go to the clubroom side of the ground, goes out towards the wing. Van der Kloos to the target up, and he takes a strong mark. So Van der Kloos over the top of Sponner. He's going to swing onto his left foot. He uses it a lot, his left foot. Likes it, goes long down the line. Mark not taken at ground level. Mench is going to be the first one there. Hasn't got the pace, but it ends up there with Warwick was the first one there. Chalice is also there. Murphy over the top of it now. Chalice emerges with it. Tried to get a handball. Mench, quick kick along the ground into the half-forward line. McClure comes out. Has a player running past, and he uses Tricky. Kicks around his body to Venables. Good position. Good sport from behind there by Watson. At ground level, the ball is tapped out, and it's running towards the boundary line. It's over the boundary line. Will be thrown back in. It was O'Shannessy that did the good spoiling work. And a ball in about 25, 30 metres around from the goal post.
Might have been a bit lucky too. He might have nearly got into his back.
Yep. So the ball thrown back into the field of play. Mench doing the ruck work. Flips it out the back. Good work to Bonner. Bonner runs towards goal.
Missed it.
And misses.
You shouldn't miss
only
them.
marginally, but just enough. So 8 goals, 5 now to the Winchelsea side. 5-9 to East Geelong. 7.5 minutes gone. Third quarter, the Grand East Cycling Sports scoreboard.
They're not putting enough good footy together to win this East at this stage. I don't reckon. They're just not putting it together.
Chandler from fullback. Goes out looking for Bolton over a couple of heads. Parker might sit for him. It does. Goes with a left foot kick from half back towards the middle. Hollian takes the mark. Gets around on the right foot and goes long. Good kick too. Bowman, nobody with him.
Oh,
he's got Graham further afield, and he goes up and will take the mark 20 metres out from goal. Slight angle. So caught on the rebound there, the Blues. And the Eagles good enough to get the footy into the hands of Hayden Graham, who's kicked 1 goal 2 today. Good transition of the footy.
They do that now and again, don't they? But just haven't been able to put it together and do it consistently today.
Graham comes in, needs to finish off the good work. Left foot kick, and does finish off the work. His second of the afternoon. And the 6th for East Geelong. They go to 6-9-45. They trail Winchelsea 8-5-53. And that's on the Granny Cycling Sport third quarter scoreboard, 8.5 minutes played.
Look, brilliant bit of footy. How old is this Hayden Graham? Is he a young fella?
Yeah, not very old.
Because he needs to, I tell you what, he does need to learn, Smith. And you would have just saw then, when he had the mark and the bloke coming in from the side, he just basically held the ball as it came in. He's got to learn to turn his body and put his body in front of the bloke coming in. I know he didn't quite get there to punch it that time, but he's got to learn to put his body in front of the oncoming players, and they can't punch it away from him.
So we're back with the umpire, middle of the ground. He has played at a higher level. He's played at Bell Park, I think.
Yeah, just little things like that. If he had been one step closer, he gives the opportunity to punch it away.
So the ball up the middle of the ground, taps out there. Bolton does well. Chalice had the work to do at the ground level. It couldn't pick it up. It's Winchelsea with the numbers at the bottom of the pack. And again, the umpire will come in quickly, take possession of it. And the ball up to proceed again right in the middle of the ground. Holmer doing the ruck work against Bolton. Bolton front square. Ball comes out. Handball goes to Gurishan. And he's got the handball out nicely to Stephen. Probably not as prominent in the second quarter, but the handball comes out to Murphy, who runs to the half-forward line, goes long towards the goal square. Mench going back with the flight. The ball runs away from him and through for a minor score.
I reckon he was interfered with Mench before the ball got there.
So 8 goals, 6 now to Winchelsea, 6-9 to the East Geelong side. A quick kick in, comes out wide. The mark's taken there by O'Toole.
Let's play on.
Thought he was going to go then. The umpire's called the player back on the mark.
Mark should be back over here somewhere.
Mickey O'Toole goes quickly to the middle of the ground. Van der Kloos comes in, interception. He goes to Holmer, kicks it and smothered by Warwick. Picked up by Spiner. A little chip out sideways. Should have been a handball, but it ends up in the hands of Van der Kloos again. Goes to Stephen. Stephen goes backwards and will find tipping. And this is Chris. Kicks into the half-forward line. Don't know where the target was, but it's meeting out there's McClure. He traps it inside the field of play. Handball goes backwards to Murphy. Back towards Stephen. This is Drew. Kicks round his body into the forward pocket, and this time he's seen it. And a resulting free kick will go to David Mench. So Mench has 2 for the afternoon. Becomes a leading goal scorer if he kicks a third one here. I don't think will be any trouble.
If or when, Smitty? Come on,
Just
if or when?
No, just when, I'll say today.
When? So will I.
So he'll miss now. So David Mensch has two, as we said, only 20 metres out, almost just a slight angle. He goes back, he kicks the goal. The umpire says it's okay. David Mensch with 3, at Winchelsea with 9. They're 9-6-60. They lead East Geelong on 6-9, and we've gone 11 minutes, third quarter, the Grand East Cyclone Sports scoreboard.
It just goes to prove what we said before the game, and we were spot on, I reckon. With Mensch hasn't done a lot of the ruck work today. He's been able to sit up there, and the more times the ball goes in, you're just not going to stop him all the time. Sooner or later, he's going to get away from you. Would you like another roll? Oh, sorry, there's none left. Holmer, as I say, we said before, not starring, but he's playing a role up there to allow Mensch to do that. And if Herman's got through the seconds all right, might be good for next week, but they've got to win this one first.
Holmer, Bolton go up in the middle. Trotter roves. Tried to give the handball away to Sharp. Goes back towards Drew Stephen. Over the back to Chalice. Still in the middle, fighting around. Gets around Bonner. Gets the handball away to Trotter. Gives it to O'Toole.
Oh, give it back,
back to Trotter. Gets around a couple. Handballed it to O'Toole. They work the 1-2 nicely. He goes long to Bowman. Punched away by McKenzie. Tapped on by Van der Klooster. Tom Stephen ripped off the football. Sponner gets around a couple. Handballed it nicely. Jones to finish it. 30 out. Goal.
There we go.
So Jones kicks his first of the afternoon. Quick reply for the Eagles. They get their 7th. 7-9-51. They trail Winchelsea 9-6-60. And that's on the Grand East Cyclone Sport third quarter scoreboard. 12 minutes played.
Well, I reckon that's what we're going to see, don't we? Goal for goal.
Absolutely.
Early in the game, we had a few packs and a couple of goals and a point and another point and another pack.
Boring as bat, whatever.
And all of a sudden we've had a couple of six, a bit of play, goal for goal, good football, and that's what we come to see here today at Richmond Crescent.
Cry kicked 5 goals in the third term. They're only 18 points down against Geelong West.
Back with the umpire, middle of the ground. The two ruckmen, Holmer and Bolton, again go at it. Holmer up early, Bolton over the top, tapped down as far as O'Toole, running round the back is Chalice, kicks round the body towards the half-forward line. Drew Stephen comes up. Sorry, no, it's Drew Hollian, I should say. And Hollian takes a mark for East Geelong, decides to go long. Ran too close to the man, the mark, kicked in there, picked up by Jones. He ran out of bounds, allowed to go. The umpire's still standing back here with us. So
he's gone hold the ball now.
And I think he half stopped, and now it's a bit of a wrestle there.
Oh, no, he's going to get reported.
So we're just waiting now for things to settle themselves down. Jones is still standing there going on with it.
It'll have to be 50.
Umpire's standing over the top. And a free kick is going to go to Joel Tipping.
Nothing.
Sorry, Chris Tipping it is.
He got away with that, Jonesy.
And his ball's gone backwards. And it's gone to McKenzie. He plays on and goes long. Geez, that's a nice kick of the football. That hit centre wing. Coming out, Murphy didn't take the mark. Went back and he collected it again. Ran the ball. Tapped it backwards. Picked up there by Stephen. Stephen goes by Handel Oliver. Out wide. He can go back to Stephen if he wants to or kick short. That's what he's got now because Van der Klooster has pushed down the ground. So Van der Klooster just forward of their centre wing has taken the mark. And on the left foot he goes long again. Target. Who's it going to be? McClure up. Spoils from behind. Goes towards Bonner. He takes it. Handballs out to Stephen. Stephen to Venables. Venables on left foot, kick smothered, works his way up towards Tricky, kicks round the corner, and he kicks out of bounds on the full.
No, not from there.
Menchie's not too happy with that kick either, standing at the top of the square. So the resulting free kick goes to East Geelong in the back pocket.
I can't believe that wasn't a 50-metre penalty down here. When you get against you and you grab a bloke, I mean, 50 metres is for wasting time. They did that for a minute. That's wasting time as far as I'm concerned.
Tyler Jones is sucking the big ones down there now. He's worked himself into a bit of a lather of sweat, and he's puffing and panting at centre forward. But it's now with Robbie Chamberlain kicking in from the back pocket, goes outside 50. Target, I'm not too sure it was. Bolton had his hands on the ball, came to ground. There's a free kick quickly by the umpire in. It's East Geelong's free kick. We pointed East Geelong's way, but now he's gone back the other way.
Oh,
and it's going to be a Winchelsea free kick. And the ball's going to be going back to where it came from, back towards the pocket.
And
Mench is there, 3-on-1. Yep. Mark's not taken. Mench at ground level, picks the ball up, went to Stephen by hand, kicks round his body, and it's through for a minor score. Drew Stevens' first score of the afternoon. 9 goals, 7 now to Winchelsea. 7-9 to East Geelong. 15 minutes gone. Third quarter to Grand East Cyclone Sports scoreboard.
So Ricky O'Toole with the kicking in duties on this occasion for the Eagles. Short to Warwick in the back pocket, takes the mark. Winchelsea playing the zone and playing
Yeah,
pretty
they're
well at the
playing
moment.
it well, yeah.
Short kick to Sponner Braden. Takes the mark. Still in between the back pocket and half back. Down the line towards Point and Warwick. Punch from behind by Oliver. Does Warwick take the mark? Yes, said the umpire. And
Didn't
half
think he
back.
was gonna play it
neither
for a
did I.
minute.
Ricky O'Toole off a step towards centre wing. Chapman in front, can't take the mark, picks it up, gets it away by hand, but chopped off by Samurai. Now Oliver back in the middle. It's okay, Van der Klooster by himself. Goes out wide to Murphy, takes the mark. Stephen on his outboard. Tom, half forward, goes back in.
That's
forward.
a report. That is a report.
And that was Parker
Oh, he is. He
up
got
against
up.
Murphy.
Oh, I think Parker's going to get a card.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah.
Yellow card.
Oh, that was silly. Now, he did that the last time we were here and cost him badly.
So the ball had left the area. Stephen had got the kick away towards centre half forward. So Parker will come off. Hollian was coming off anyway for Trotter. So they'll be down to 17.
And a 50.
And a 50 as well. So Murphy,
Not sure you can give 50 for that.
because the ball had left, hadn't
The
it?
ball, it wasn't a mark
No,
or a free kick.
no,
the ball
it
was still in
Murphy
play.
got rid of the football.
Yeah, it's a free kick.
So how has Murphy ended up with the 50 and the free kick? Because he got rid of the football and the ball was down further afield. So shouldn't the person down the field get the free kick?
It was already in the hands of tipping, though, wasn't it? The ball.
Yeah, which means it was his free kick from where he was.
That's
tipping.
right. And then 50 from there is on the goal line.
Yeah.
Anyway, Murphy's got it. He's 20 out, directly in front, and he kicks the goal. So his first of the afternoon, and the 10th for Winchelsea. They go to 10-7-67. They lead East Geelong 7-9-51. And that's on the Durandi Cycle and Sport third quarter scoreboard, 17.5 minutes played.
I spoke to Ricky last time. I think it was the Inverleigh game, and he wasn't very. No, it was the Bellpost Hill game, and he wasn't very happy with Luke Parker that day for getting sent off with an altercation with Dylan Whitney. Well, I reckon he'll be less happy now because this is a crucial point of the game.
So we'll see where the spare man is.
I hope it's not Van der
I was going to say veterans Van der Klooster.
Yeah, so we're back with the umpire in the middle of the ground. Holmer is going to do the ruck work. Good work there from Bolton up over the top. Graham comes off the back of the square and picks it up. Goes to
No, who is it? Mackenzie.
Oh, get one,
Either
you go,
one.
get the other. Who cares? So it ends up in the hands of Van der Klooster anyway. He goes back towards centre wing over the top. Missed his target. Picked up there by Bowman. He has a player out wide, and it's Reese by himself in space. Just stops and props and steadies and goes long now. Back towards Jones. Van der Klooster just
got to
swinging
do
across.
something. They can't do
And
that.
The mark
He's
has
in
been
that team.
taken. Goes out wide to Dunkley, who now plays on from the half-back line, goes towards centre wing. Again, McClure up. His third man up again. Gets the ball to the front of the contest, but he's gained first one to recover and goes round towards the half-forward line. Good contest back there.
Courage.
Both sides picked up there by McLean. McLean goes to Bowman. Bowman went inside and found Sharp. Sharp outside to Sponner, I think, on the far wing. Braden Sponner. He goes quickly to the half-forward line, going across the front. Bolton had one hand up and just missed a second, and the ball has run over the boundary line. Will be thrown back in. So if you leave Van der Klooster and or Mackenzie loose, you know you're going to be in a fair bit of trouble. So
Yeah, now they have to pick them both up and leave someone else free.
So the ball is picked up. Winchelsea got a quick kick forward to McClure again, who's got the ball just backward of centre wing. Kicks round the body, back towards true centre wing. Standing in the ground is Cody Watson. He takes a mark, goes on quickly to Bowman. Oh, put his head down. Was a little bit lucky there.
Oh, I think that time he did get him too high.
No, he got him high, but he did put his head down. Goes out sideways to Chamberlain. Chamberlain goes back towards centre half forward. Target in front. Chapman. Mark not taken at ground level. Picked up there. And it was going to be Matheson. Matheson goes backwards. A kick back towards centre wing and chipping in. Taking the mark is Warwick. Warwick for East Geelong. Short kick to the centre wing, or leading up to the half forward line, was Graham, and he's done that very nicely. Next kick's going to be important because he's got the Mackenzie block and also Van der Klooster back there, but he goes towards Jones. Jones comes out and takes a mark. Good, strong approach, and he finished that off nicely.
But he's not going to make the distance, though, so he's
No, he
still got
definitely
that
can't.
problem.
Definitely can't make the distance. The next kick's going to be a short one. It has to be. He goes out wide. Targets Chapman over the top. Van der Klooster, ground level, picked up by Fowler. Free kick, says the umpire.
And it's going to go to East.
Van der Klooster just a little bit slow to get off the ground there too. So it's going to be Chapman who's got the resulting free kick.
Gee, I'm going to watch that.
Must have been interference, I reckon.
He looked to me like he come from the back of the pack and punched the football. Oh, gee, I don't know.
So Chapman yet to trouble the scoreboards this afternoon. Has a chance here, comes in, kicks towards goal, flat approach, goal square. Jones comes up, thought he had a good hold on that, hands up with Fowler. Fowler goes a handball to Walliver. Gee, I'm not too sure where he's tapping that ball, but it's back into trouble. Picked up by Reese, he's taken to ground, he's sitting over the top of it, and the umpire says it's his. Probably good decision, didn't have much of an opportunity.
How many punches today?
No, haven't had one, have we?
Yeah, one.
Have we?
One, I think.
So ruck work done, Holmer up, picked up there out of the contest. Reese kicks round the goals, towards goals. The only man standing in the goal square is Mackenzie. He kicks out wide towards tipping, and it's going to bounce the wrong way for him. Spiner had it, but he's now able to go back and get it. And this is Joel, kicks it in front of himself, has Sawney in help assistance with him, goes back to Stephen. Stephen has Sawney inside. He looked in then, kicked the ball short up over the top. Coming out, picked up by Tipping, going past is Stephen on the overlap, goes back by hand, missed his target, picked up by Watson, good work, gets through the contest, goes round the boundary line, and outside.
It's on the full. Ah, come on.
Yeah, good girl. She got it right the second time. She's right. Yeah, she's got it right. You nick off. And then she made up the mind. She's right. She's right. She's got it right. She's got it right. Doesn't matter if she made a mistake the first time by putting her hand up. She's got the decision right.
Correct.
That's exactly right.
And that's
He
all
wasn't out
that
of bounds
matters.
on the full.
That's all that matters.
So Gurushan now has to go to Holmer by hand because he's taught to play on. Holmer loads up.
What
goes
is
with the
that?
dead barrel.
You drag him for that.
And Chamberlain,
Torpedo punts. What's he doing?
Chamberlain takes the mark and goes back towards centre wing. Stephen going back, but it's Bowman. Takes them on. Good play. Goes round the boundary line. Reese has got a 3-on-1. He'll need to be good. Puts his head over the ball. Picks it up. Needs support.
Got one high, I think.
Says he got one high. Handball's a Trotter played on. Nice looking kick. Favours Jones. Good positioning. Oh, he's put it down.
Dropped it.
Picked up by Budavalas. And he goes round his body. Back towards the half back line. Going across. Van der Klooster and or Stephen, but Van der Klooster never looked sideways. Took the mark. Went on his left foot. Back towards Sawney. In the middle of the ground. With pace. He's off. He's running. And he kicks the ball into the half forward line. Went looking for the coach. One hand at that. Has the ball. Slow handball over the top. Holmer and Stephen. They've both got it. Who's going to pick it up? Holmer does, but he missed the goal.
Misses. Ah, no, that was a great bit of play too.
10 goals, 868, 7-9 East Geelong. We've gone 23 minutes. Third quarter, the Grandy Cycling Sports third quarter scoreboard.
I thought Van der Klooster was going to clean up his own
So did
teammate there
I.
and knock them both out.
So did I. He wasn't looking at anything else. I thought, the others are in real trouble here. So Ricky O'Toole waiting for the footy to come back in for him to do the kicking in duties. He's got it now. Bolton going to the southern side of the ground. Ricky goes in that direction as well. Mench is out there. Van der Klooster works his way to the front. Can't take the mark. Off hands. Now it falls to Murphy. 45 out. Goes to the right foot kick. Back towards Stephen and Chamberlain on the last line of defence. Chamberlain takes the mark. Chips the ball over the top's okay. Watson takes it in the back pocket for the Eagles. It goes now towards half back. Coming the other way, Van der Klooster. Second effort was all right. He picked it up to Sawney, but Trotter got back there as well. Helped out. Needs some support. Gets around. Handball over the top to nobody in particular. Sawney gets back there. He needs some support. He got one high. The umpire says no. And it's going to be held to him. Ball up, half forward. Winch into attack.
Have to go for the tissues.
Oh, my God. Jeez. Man for all occasions over there.
I couldn't find a tissue.
Mench gets it down. Oliver around the corner. Ricky O'Toole, though, stands in the hole. Takes the mark. And just about 40 out from Winch's goal. Just chips the ball to Trotter. Trotter plays on. Holmer. Oh, he just got the kick away under pressure from Holmer. McLean at half-back. Takes the mark. Then chips the ball over the top to Sharp. Has to stretch and does and takes the grab at true half-back. Over the top to Spiner Braden. Takes the mark between half-back and centre wing. He drives along the line towards his brother Lachlan. Takes the mark. Plays on quickly. Wheels around on the left. Goes towards centre half forward. Great kick to Jones. Fantastic play. Jones takes the mark. Didn't have to break stride there. Goes to the right foot kick. Short little kick on towards Spiner, who followed up. Reese is there as well. Murdy gets the kick around the corner. Does it come back with the breeze? It does. Goes towards the square. Graham can't take the mark, and the numbers, well, Mackenzie just took it out of Mench's hands and ran it from back pocket towards centre wing. Stephen, good mark, Tom Stephen at half back. In fact, he chips the ball back inboard to Sawney. He can turn around and run the little man. He gets around one, goes with the right foot, kick to half forward. Steve Oliver standing there saying, kick it to me. I'm 25 metres in the clear. It might
Get
go
it now.
He gets on the end of it now. 30 out, you better kick it. He goes in with the right foot. He does.
Never look like missing.
Steve Oliver puts his second on the board. And the 11th for Winch, 11-8-74. They lead East Geelong 7-9-51. And that's on the DeGrande Cycling Sport third quarter scoreboard, 26 minutes played.
Well, they were on the attack, East Geelong. They had plenty of blokes up that end of the ground, but when they lost the foot, he lost possession, and to come back the other end, they were hopelessly outnumbered. And I tell you what, they're looking a bit tired. They're not chasing the midfielders through the midfield down to the forward line, and it makes it too hard for the backman to get blokes coming down the ground. But that was great play by Winch.
So we're back in the middle of the ground.
FM 94.7.
Umpire about to get the ball back again. Mench going now into give Homer a little bit of release. Back to the forward line, so the big fella's gone to full forward. So David Mench doing the ruck work up against Bolton in the middle of the ground. Trotter's back in there now with Ricky O'Toole. Umpire throws it up. Bolton taps it down. Nice tap only as far as Murphy. Trotter intercepts it. Good handball. Comes out wide. Went back to O'Toole. Freed the arms. Went towards Bolton. Picked the ball up. Left it behind. Now Murphy takes him on and gets the ball. Goes in long. Went to walking on McClure. Over the top. Went to Chamberlain. Good handball. Needed to be required. Found Warwick. Warwick has Chamberlain running back past him. And he goes in that direction. So Chamberlain back around the corner. Back towards centre wing. Coming across. Ricky O'Toole. Doesn't take the mark. Picks it up. Releases it towards Bolton. Mench coming the other way. Ends up in the hands of Trotter. Running wide. And the player is Poynton. Picks the ball up and goes in towards Jones. He's been good. Gets his hand on the ball. Doesn't take it. Left behind by Graham at ground level. Picked up there by Jones. Gets out of the contest. Kicks towards goal. It's running. On the side of the post. And through for a minor score. 1 goal 3 to Tyler Jones. And 7 goals 10 to East Geelong. And they trail Winchelsea on 11 goals 8, and we've travelled 28 minutes. Third quarter, the DeGrande Cycling Sports third quarter scoreboard.
Mackenzie kicks it in. Finds Samurai Dunkley. He's got to do something about it here, doesn't he? What's going on there? Back pocket towards centre wing. Van der Klooster over his head. Foot race now. Braden Sponner gets back there first. Tom Stephen keeps his feet. Then got one high. Umpire said play on. Falls to the middle of the pack. Sharp handball chopped off by Drew Stephen. Oliver's there as well. They keep it going towards half forward Winch. They might win out if they can pick it up. Sawney's in there. Kick off the ground by Lockie Sponner. Getting across half forward Bonner. Handballed it up. It's okay. Got one high. As he got it away to Joel Higgins. And we'll take the free kick at centre half forward. Kane Bonner. Murphy runs on for him. He goes towards Tricky, who puts the hand up and takes the marks. Had a good game, Bo Tricky, this afternoon. And we'll shoot for goal from 40 metres out, 45-degree angle.
Geez, I reckon I could have a good game too if I just sat my own all day running down here with no one
Yeah,
on.
they haven't. He must stink or something, does he? They don't want to go anywhere near him.
No.
So Bo Tricky has a kick to goal this afternoon. Comes in. Still hasn't kicked a goal this afternoon. Missed it to the far side through for one behind. 11-9-75 now Winch. They led East Geelong 7-10-52. That's on the DeGrande Cycling Sport third quarter scoreboard, 29 minutes played.
The way they've allowed him to play today, he should have 3 or 4 goals on the board, shouldn't he? Really?
Yep. So Robbie Chamberlain now going to do the kicking in. Has O'Toole running wide to the half-back line. He takes that option. And Ricky O'Toole doesn't let him down. Over the top, Dylan O'Toole. Short kick, mark taken. So possession game's been good so far. Short kick again. Went looking for Josh Reese. Coming the other way, Dunkley. Fed the ball back. Stephen had the ball. Gets out of the contest with hands. Goes to Tricky. Back to Dunkley. And Dunkley now goes long in towards the goals. It's got good carry. It's through for... No, it hasn't.
Oh, it bounced back.
It's still in the field of play, so we've still got action on. Ends up in the hands there. Picked up there. Handball by O'Shannessy. I'm not sure it was a handball what it was, but it's gone out of bounds. Umpire says that's okay. Let's throw it back in.
Geez, they were lucky there. One Winchelsea bloke went for the ball and 4 East Geelong players went to him and tapped it out, and there's 3 blokes running past us. That's just common sense.
So we've got the ball, forward pocket. Homer doing the ruck work. Bolton's also done it all day. He's done a good job. Picked up, kicked by Chamberlain. Not going to have too much carry on it. Went towards Dunkley, didn't go at the ball. It's now in the hands of Stephen. Handballs up to Homer on the left foot. Len went back on the right, came back outside 50.
Oh.
That kick wasn't good also. Picked up by Tom Stephen. He steadies himself, looks back inside as the siren sounds to end the third quarter. which will see East Geelong go in 7-10-52 and Winchelsea on 11-9-75.
Yep.